Community, what's up? Jason here. Um, Back. Kind of excited today. I'm doing a, I guess I should say recent finds. This is all the stuff I've found. Some of these records I've had since 2023, been in like the new arrivals. So I was a little intimidated. There was so many. It was hard to pick what to show. But I went through and I actually got rid of about half of them. So it made this pile. It's still large, but much easier to handle. Yeah, kind of decided to sell a large portion of my collection. Just kind of, there's a lot of things. Like after the fires, kind of started getting me thinking. Like my friend's family, his parents and brother lost their homes in the fires in LA. And living in Southern California, there was a fire like over the hill here. Thankfully, it was after a couple days after the large wind, so it didn't really spread. It was put out, but it kind of got me thinking, like, what would I do if I had to, like, evacuate and get all my stuff out of the house? I definitely would want to grab some records, but which ones? And I have so many, and hearing stories about people like losing their entire collection in the fire. Kind of like really got me thinking, like, do I need all these really? And there's a couple other things. I mean, we're planning on redoing renovating the house this year, like redoing the floor. So I'd have to move all my records out, and yeah. So do I really need to pack all those up just to put them back? A bunch of records I don't listen to. Probably not. And there's just like this overflow here in my garage, so not everything fits in my house anymore. So this is all my classic rock. I'm probably going to get rid of like 90% of the classic rock. A lot of stuff like my Brazilian, I'm not going to really thin out too much. I did thin out my like more like newer records already. I didn't pull too many. Jazz, probably not pull as much either. I'm going to try to get rid of like anything that's bad condition, reissues. Probably get rid of a lot of my soul. I don't listen to soul that much anymore. Blues, I like blues, but it kind of all sounds the same. I think all my new arrival blues records I kind of got rid of. I'm re-listening. It's good too. I'm also re-listening to a lot of stuff to make sure. So I did a couple of these I did pull and put back. So anyways, it's a long story. But yeah, I'm not sure. I might do a flip video of like stuff I'm selling if anyone's interested. I plan on having like a big sale here, probably like a garage sale. Trying to set something with my friend as well, an artist that I've done a sale before at like a local brewery, and he like sells art, so I might try to set something up like that. And also I'm trying to do a big push to sell some of my stuff to make up some money to go to my trip to Brazil next month. And I just bought a couple. I was thinking about doing like a 2025 wants video. I know people have done it. It sounds interesting. I was trying to getting together my list, and I bought like 3 of them already, and one of them was the most I ever spent on a record by far, probably by double. Yeah, so I've spent pretty much my record budget. Most of my record, well, if you count Brazil, probably my whole record budget is gone for the year. So I'm gonna try to focus on getting rid of stuff. I might buy some collections later this year after Brazil and flip if I kind of feel so inclined. But anyways, that was a long intro, but I'm getting the point is, I guess I got a lot of little stuff, so this is gonna clear out my new arrivals, and everything's gonna be hard filed, and then I'm just waiting for some stuff I bought overseas, some big records. So the next video will just be like pretty much big grails for me. So this is what we're listening to anyway. This is Mafi Filet Sevda live at Forgotten. This was actually, I got this at a dig when Mazzy came down. Alex invited me. Alex, what's his channel now? It was Motoric 247, Diamond Marimba. And so he recommended this when I was at that record store. I can't remember the name. This store has amazing records because everything's so freaking high. Everything's so highly priced that I don't think they sell a lot of stuff. I got another record from there I'll show too as well, but this is good. This is like Turkish jazz, I guess, like very Middle Eastern. I don't have a lot of records like this, so definitely staying in the collection. I need some more time with this too. This is really good. I definitely like side B more than side A. Side A is a little bit slow. Just has that, whatever that violin, I guess, I don't know. It kind of just, like half the first side is just the violin solo. I kind of like a lot of the other stuff going on. It does have it does some parts kind of remind me of Tiago França, who's like my favorite Brazilian contemporary jazz musician, where it's almost like he has like a carnival sound, like very, besides the violin stuff, but the compositions kind of remind me of that, so I really like that style anyway, so this is a really cool one. Let's see what else. A couple others, I'll try to spin a couple of these as well. This is one I found in a collection probably a year ago, 40 Ounces of Freedom. It is a repress. I was debating getting rid of it. It made the first cut. I do love this record. I would love to have the original, or this is a record where maybe I would buy a repress if it had the 2 tracks that were taken off the originals because of copyright infringement. Get Out was like one of my favorite records. It's not on this. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might get rid of it at some point, but I would love to have the original. I love this. I love Sublime. I love this album. Here's another one. This is a repress I thought about getting rid of, but I love this record. Elliott Smith, Figure 8. I want to say it might be my favorite Elliott Smith. I don't know. This is one that was in college. I spun this a shit ton. Really, I think the compositions are really interesting. His first few records are like a little bit more kind of like singer-songwriter, but this has a lot more elaboration, I think, in instrumentation and the composition. Some of the songs kind of evolve. It kind of reminds me, I'll say it reminds me of like Blur 13, but just each track is more like 2 tracks, and it kind of just evolves. It's not just a verse, chorus. I didn't know when I bought this on Whatnot what pressing it was. I kind of overpaid for what it was, hoping it was an original, but yeah, awesome record. Elliott Smith. Let's see what else I got. Here's one. I showed their Lewis record, I think, sometime last year. This is Bike, 1943. This is on blue vinyl. Brazilian psych rock. I would love to see these guys live. I heard their shows are really good. Yeah, they're pretty unknown, I would say, in Brazil, and they're kind of like in, around the world. But I think they tour in Europe a lot. They're kind of just hustlers. But this is their first album. I did buy their whole catalog because it was like a fixed shipping on Bandcamp. And I shipped from Brazil. It was like $35. So I just bought all 5. Because I like this. I like the newest one, and I really like this one. But the other 3, I think I'm probably gonna sell, because they all kind of sound the same. But those are my 2 favorite. Let's see what else. JJ 5. There was a couple of JJ records I got rid of that were new arrivals. I'm trying to keep like the core stuff, but this record's awesome. I love this. Like one of my favorite ones. This and the first one with the raccoon. I do have, those are the 2 for sure I'm keeping. I do have Troubadour as well, which I might get rid of. I'm not sure. But this one was hard to find actually, and the first record I found a couple times. Troubadour I see all the time. So yeah, again, I'm just trying to find stuff that I'm trying to get rid of, stuff that would, like, maybe when I settle my house, and maybe a couple years down the line, if I want to re-buy, that it's easy to find. And this is like singer-songwriter. If you don't know J.J. Cale, Eric Clapton used a lot of Eric Clapton's hits were J.J. Cale songs. Yeah, really awesome. I think this has Right Down Here on it, which is like one of my favorite. Oh no, this one doesn't have Right Down Here. This is that's the other record. That's the other White Album. Yeah, no, their other White Album too. And then this J.J. Cale is what I love. Yeah, I got rid of Oki, and this is like Americana singer-songwriter. But yeah, the ones I got rid of were Oki and 8. What else we got? Violent Femmes. Needs no introduction. I do love this record. I was a little disappointed on the condition. I got this on Whatnot, and it was sold to me as the true first press, and it's actually the second pressing, which I think first was, I think, is 83. Second, I think, is 84. So I got the 84 press. It does sound actually much better than it looks, but yeah, I will definitely. I've never seen this record. It's a hard one to find. If I ever find the first pressing clean, I will definitely be moving that second pressing along. But that's an awesome record. Let's see what else we got. This is Tighten Up, Archie Bell and the Drells. First pressing on Atlantic. I got a really good price on this on Whatnot. I think I paid like $20. The record's super clean, and it had like a sticker on it. So it was kind of discount. The guy was giving discounts anyway, and it was kind of cheap because of the sticker. I got rid of the sticker, so it sounds great. It looks great. Yeah, classic soul. Again, I'm not keeping too much soul, but this is a really, really good record. I love this one. Yeah, not much more to say about that. What else we got in here? Let's see. Let's try to fly through these. Don't know. This is the Circling Sun Spirits. This was a 2023 jazz record. I think it was their first album. Yeah, really like this record. A little bummed though, the seller I bought it from, Discogs, actually sent me this second. Actually, let me throw this on. I do love this record. Let's see. So yeah, that was what we were listening to. Mafrey Filet, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know. I have no idea who it was when Alex recommended it to me. I don't know what, but yeah, I love this. This record was probably one of my favorite jazz records from 2023. Circling Sun. Where the hell is the hole? Yeah. Like I said, one of my favorite records from 2023. Spirits, Circling Sun. I was a little bummed though because I was waiting for the first pressing. Not that it's a huge deal, but this was repressed. It sold out pretty quick, and it was sold on Discogs as a first pressing, but it's actually not. And it's a pretty well-known seller from Germany. I think HHV. And I think they still have it. They still have it as a bunch of copies for a good price. So they still have it in this catalog, which is kind of annoying. Here is a record. This is Wax Machine, Hermit's Groove. This is another record. I think this was from 2022. This is a Brazilian. It's a Brazilian guy who lives in Netherlands. Yeah, what to say? This record is kind of it's good. What did someone explain it as? Like a kind of like a psychedelic soundtrack through Brazil, sort of. I would say it does kind of pay a homage to a lot of old Brazilian music. So it does sound like a lot of old Brazilian music. So it doesn't sound like super original, but it is good. It's a nice listen. Yeah, like I said, Brazilian guy in the Netherlands. Definitely worth it. There's one track on here that sounds exactly like, kind of reminds me of that Roach album. It has a similar vibe to that. And there's a track on here that does remind me of the Osafra Sambas. And here's their other one. This is also Wax Machine. This is The Sky Unfurls, The Dance Grows On. This one was released in 2023. I do like this one a little bit better. This is more jazzy. It kind of has this kind of similar vibe of what we're listening to now. I don't know, it's kind of my sweet spot for like newer jazz. I recommend this. I kind of like this one a little bit better. I don't know where these are pressed. Maybe in Holland, somewhere in Europe. These were like, I had to buy these overseas. I think I just bought them all together. But yeah, Wax Machine, really, really good. Probably one of my favorite releases from 2023. So it just shows you how long I've had those. I think I bought them last year though. They were a little bit later discovery. I kind of cheat. I kind of listen. I kind of wait till the end of the year and see what people put as their favorite ones, and then I kind of dive in. I haven't been keeping up as much on newer releases as a lot of people. I do follow like Dave, who shows a lot of stuff. He's turned me on to a couple, and Paul from, don't remember his channel, the guy from Holland. But yeah, he spends a lot of cool new records too, so I find out some stuff from him too. But this is Black Classical Music by Youssef Days. Again, another one that I think a lot of 2023 lists. I got the white vinyl, I guess. But yeah, great record. I don't know what to say. Just contemporary jazz. It's been a while since I spun this, so I don't quite remember, but I did spin it a few times when I got it. I do like it. It's kind of, I do remember it was a little bit, I'll say it was all over the place, but there's the tracks, some stuff almost sounds like R&B if I can remember. So some of the tracks kind of don't seem like they fit. It's my take from it. It is a double album, so maybe they could have made it a little shorter. I don't know. Here's another one I bought from is again another. These are another 2023. A lot of this was on a lot of people's favorite, and this is Natural Information Society with Ari Brown. Yeah. This is a good record. I do like this one. Was probably one of my favorite ones I enjoyed the most from 2023 as well. This one has a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know. It's not like more straight ahead jazz. It does have like I don't know if it's like it's a little bit more like electronic and like droney kind of stuff going on in it. I haven't spun this in a while. So I don't remember fully, but yeah, I do like this. Again, I need to spin some of these. This is why I've been focusing a lot of my time on stuff I'm trying to get rid of. So, and like a couple collections I flipped, so I kind of want to avoid doing that. I want to enjoy my records a little bit more. Here's another one I just bought. This is Arlo Parks, Soft Machine. Probably, this is their record came out. Again, I think this is a 2024 record, I believe. There's a couple good tracks on here. I do think that her first couple albums were better. My wife loves Arlo Parks, which is why I bought this. And there's a couple really good tracks on here, like I'm Sorry is really good. But yeah, this is just like, she's from UK, kind of like indie pop rock, sort of, but like catchy a little bit. She's more of like a poet, I guess. I don't know, I don't find her lyrics that prophetic, but you know, she has like some spoken word stuff and stuff. It's good. I mean, it's definitely more interesting. It's not your cheesy lyrics or anything like that, but she's obviously not no Bob Dylan or anything. But yeah, solid record. Like I said, my wife loves it. Arlo Parks, probably the last. I think her records are getting, I would say, worse and worse. I still like her music, but I think her first couple albums I recommend more consistent, and I think all through better round albums. What else did I got here? So this is a good one I just got. I got this on Whatnot. This is actually a pretty cheap record. Eric Dolphy in Europe, Volume 3. I believe this is the first pressing in stereo. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't have any. I had no Eric Dolphy, at least him as the leader. So yeah, happy to grab this. I did get Volume 1 or 2 as well, but it has a bunch of mold on it. So I think the record was fine actually. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. I might just trash it. Like I said, these are pretty cheap. This is like a $15 record maybe. Yeah, but really good. I did like this. It's not like out there or anything, free jazz. It's kind of like, it's a little more straight ahead, but it has a little bit of edge to it. I did like this. I mean, yeah, and I got this one fairly recently, a clean copy, so stoked to add some Eric Dolphy to the collection. Yeah, this is one, I've had this was another, I forget what, I got this in a couple years ago when that guy was doing like 10 for 1 sales. I'm stoked to get this. Harvey Laverne Dozen, Viva Soul, Boogaloo. Yeah, this is the first pressing, pretty clean. What can I say? I mean, Boogaloo, soul, Latin soul. Yeah, he has a couple pretty sweet albums, Harvey Laverne. He's got the Harvey Laverne. I think it's Harvey Laverne, and then it's called Dozen. I can't remember, but there's one that's pretty pricey. Let's see what else I can. Yeah, I just love this. This is one of my favorite tracks from 2023. But there's a bunch of good records here. I'll maybe spin something else. Yeah, my player out here sucks. Another thing is I think my Marantz is almost ready. The guy's had it for like a year, so I kind of like trying to clean up my garage too. We've just been focused on getting rid of stuff. I want to clean up my garage, get the Marantz back in, or get a better player. I think I'll throw this on. I don't remember the track, but this is another one I got when I was on that dig in LA with Alex, Hell's Bells. I can't remember this. There's so many good tracks. It's a Chain Fight. I know Hot Wind is good. These are all really short. This is a soundtrack. Yeah. And this is, I'm sure this has been sampled. This is just like not your typical Les Baxter. This is a Les Baxter penned soundtrack. I've wanted this forever. And this is a white label promo. This was on the wall for an obscene amount, definitely more than I wanted to pay. I did have a max I wanted to pay on this, and I kind of asked them if they could meet me close to the max, and they did. And it was a white label promo. It's really clean. So, and I was out digging, and there wasn't much I bought. Besides that, like I said, Alex gave me that the recommendation, but I wasn't really finding much. So yeah, this is, I'm sure this was sampled, but yeah, probably my favorite Les Baxter soundtrack, unless someone has any other recommendations. But yeah, this is just a beast. I've wanted this thing forever. Boom, 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 boom. It's just total. Mason Jennings, Birds Flying Away. I love Mason Jennings. He's like very Dylan-esque singer-songwriter. This record was never pressed on vinyl. A lot of his records weren't pressed on vinyl. He's been pressing them the last year or two. So stoked to get this one. Has like some of my favorite tracks: Confidant, United States Global Empire, Ballad for My One True Love, Dr. King's Fittings, since it was MLK last week. Birds Flying Away, The Mountain. Mountain is insane. That's like the record. That's the song that hooked me on Mason when I was in college. Yeah, Birds Flying Away, highly recommended. He's kind of like associated with like Jack Johnson, but he's more a singer. I mean, Jack Johnson's singer songwriter too, but he's more Dylan-esque, I would say. Anyways, yeah, Hell's Bells, white label promo. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like a library record. It's just a soundtrack, a bunch of different short tracks, but there's just drums in this thing. It's just a funk bomb. It's awesome. Stoked to get that. Been on my want list for years and years and years. I did buy one once on eBay, and yeah, anyways. Let's see what else. Oh, I want to play this one. This is a Solar Unity Ensemble. 2024 release on, yeah, U-Tree. Let's track 8. Yeah, so these guys are from Finland, I would say. And this is on, what's the label called? It is Utrani, and this is 245 out of 500. So small press. Yeah, this was one of my favorite records. I heard this. Unfortunately, I had to ship it from Europe, so it was pricey as shit. But I mean, the record's like, it's just a brand new record, $30. I don't think a lot of people were after this one. I didn't see on too many people's lists. Actually, if anybody's lists, I don't think it made. But yeah, it's two guys, I believe. Excuse me. And they recorded it over like a pretty long time span, like 3 years. So the tracks, they're kind of, they're different, I would say. They don't, it's not like, some albums where like every track kind of sounds very similar. A lot of these tracks sound a lot different than each other. So I think it's just because they're recording a lot of different ideas. They took their time with it, obviously. I don't know if they were in other projects and just didn't have time, but I do love this track. This, the kind of the droning in the background, and the flute. I don't know, I'm a sucker for flute. So yeah, I do like these Utrani. The reason is, I'll show the other record actually I grabbed from Utrani, which is, I just kind of flipped their catalog to see what else they had, and this sampled a couple of them, and this one really caught my ear. So yeah, and this one wasn't sold out. Some of the other ones, I like their covers. They do like really cool covers, almost like private press, which is it. I mean, they do 500 pressings. But a lot of the other stuff was already sold out, and it didn't really, it's good, but it just is like, am I really going to listen to this? I'm trying to be more picky these days, but I listen to this a bunch on Spotify, so yeah, really cool track. So this was the other one, where is it? I just got this one also on Utrani. This is Organic Pulse Ensemble, and actually, some of you might have seen, he did, and this is one of the ones where they do the inside out covers as well. They did this with Arroyo Pena, where they actually take an old, this one actually opens. They take an old cover from Finland, they flip it, I guess it's, yeah, I don't know if it's from Finland, but Legendary Glenn Miller, they flip it inside out, they reuse the cover, and usually they're connected, but this one's not. Again, out of 500, this one sold out pretty quick, I thought, at least on Bandcamp it did. So I didn't get one. And then he had a sale on Instagram for test pressings, and there was 10 of them or 9 of them, and they were all had hand-drawn covers, like really cool, like kind of like Sun Ra style kind of. And yeah, so I bid on like 3 of them, hoping to get one, the one I really wanted. But they had he had like it was a 2-day like, it was sort of like semi-silent auction. So after the first day, he sent all the high bidders saying, hey, you're the high bid, or how did he do it? I think he just revealed the high bids. I think that's what he did. He revealed all the high bids, and he let the high bidders know they were high bid, and I was high bid on one, not the other 2. So I raised my price on the other 2 and a little bit more on the one, and I raised it. I think I was about average like 160 on all of them, which, you know, I didn't want to win all 3 for 160. I was hoping to win 1, but I lost them all. So, and I know Secco Funk got 2, and the one I think one of the ones he won was at the mid was over 200. So they all went for over 200, and they were for charity too. So I mean, it's good for charity. I was kind of bummed. I wanted to get one of them. It was a really cool concept idea, but he did reach out, and I did reply. Well, he reached out, telling him, let me know I'm the high bid, and I did reply, because you had to like basically DM him with your price or how much you wanted to pay. So I DM'd him and say, I'm gonna up my price on these, and this one is the one I really want. I'm gonna up it a little bit, you know, because I missed getting the regular press. And he said, and he sent me a link to, like, Dusty Groove had some for pre-order. So I did get one on pre-order. I kind of wish I had the test pressing, you know, because it's very unique, and I just didn't want to pay, you know, and this was like, I don't know, $35. I didn't want to pay more than $200 for a test pressing. I thought that was a little bit outrageous. So yeah, anyways, that's that. But the music, Organic Pulse Ensemble, is a one man band, does all the instruments himself. It kind of is this, I don't say it sounds like this, it's a little bit more like, you know, like Pharoah Sanders does that one album, like Uki, the black, that has like the black, like Ukitu, Boom, Yata, Suma, whatever. It's kind of like that. It has some like cool percussion going on, like very, like almost like an African groove. That's kind of like his sound. Yeah, so stuff to get. I think I have all of his releases except for the first, which I missed. I kind of discovered him after the second album. And this is the other one he did. I believe this is also a 2024 release. It's either Sweet, Organic Pulse Ensemble. Again, his stuff kind of all sounds the same. Like, I really can't tell one album apart from the other. I do like them all though. But yeah, I probably will stop buying his stuff. But I wasn't gonna buy that again. I wasn't gonna buy this one, but then they did the cover. I don't know. I really like the idea of like printing on the back of a cover. I just think it's really unique. So I kind of suckered me in for that. And this one, I think this one was on. This one's also on Utrani. So yeah, another also that same label. I do like that label as well. The one he did before was on RR Gem, so I'm a sucker for those labels. They're really good. I think that'll be like collectible in the future. So here's a record that made the cut. I wasn't gonna keep this, Van Morrison, Blowing Your Mind, but this is a record that I've never found. I finally found a copy of this, and the record's like pretty clean. I would say, yeah, solid VG plus. And there's one, like, I don't like this third track, Spanish something, but the rest of the album is really good. Like, kind of, I think this is the first album he did. It has Brown Eyed Girl, obviously, which is an okay track, but TV Sheets is like this long, it's very, like, has a lot of tinge of like psychedelia, singer-song, folk, psych folk kind of. It's really good. There's a lot of good tracks on here. Yeah, and He Ain't Give You None, TV Sheets. Like, besides Brown Eyed Girl, the first side is awesome. And I don't like the second, Spanish Rose, I don't like, but the rest of the album is really good. So, I'm keeping it because I don't really see it very often. And yeah, this and probably Astro Weeks are the two I'm gonna keep from Van Morrison, I'm guessing. Yeah, I just don't see those very often, so hard to replace. This is John Biliskajan, The Art of the Oud. Another one I was probably gonna get rid of, but I just spun it, and it's really good. It's just him on the oud. I can't remember if there's there might be some other, might be a little percussion. I can't remember. Oh yeah, there's maybe not. I don't remember, but I don't, like I said, I don't have any records like this. And I did come across like 3 or 4 of his records, and this was probably the favorite one, so I kept one of them. I did actually pass them along to somebody, and then I actually, this is the one I had was not very good condition, so I did go out and buy this. This is a cheap record, $10, whatever. It's just, I don't know, it's a good listen. I don't think I'm listening that much, but if I'm in the mood for something, it's kind of in the vein of that, the Masay Folly, whatever. You know, that Middle Eastern sound. Yeah, I know. I really like this cheap record, but I do like it. It's just jamming on the oud. Here's another one. I was also kind of on the cusp, but Sugar Billy, Super Dope Love. This is a one-off. This is the original on Fast Tracks, and actually I got a really good deal on this. I think I paid like $5. The cover is definitely rough, but the record itself is good, and this is like super funky album, start to finish, really good. Yeah, I got rid of a lot of soul stuff that's a little bit more ballady, you know, but this is super high tempo. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a one-off, really hard to find record, not super expensive, you know, you're talking $20-$30 maybe, but yeah, really awesome one. All right, I'm getting through these, almost done. Peter Tosh. This is actually, I bought a couple collections during the holidays. Unfortunately, this is a repress. I would love to get an original, but this is in the shrink. Yeah, just a really awesome reggae. Reggae is probably one genre as well. I won't get over too much, but there's a lot of stuff I don't like Steel Pulse. I don't really listen. But yeah, this is classic. So many good tracks on this. Stoked to get that. Unfortunately, it's like the only one I kept from the collections. I did flip the collections, but just sold it. I kept the record player I'm trying to sell, and then I kept a couple albums that I'm gonna, like, couple one-offs, but I'm not gonna make, I got like basically one free record and maybe make like $20-$30 off the collection, which, I mean, that doesn't even pay for my gas and my time, so I probably could have got a little bit more out of it. I was gonna sell it individually, but there is like a reseller guy who has bought off me before, and there was a Dead Kennedy record in there, like one of their EPs with like 4 or 5 tracks on it that I think he really wanted. And there was some, you know, Beatles, but a lot of the stuff was kind of beat up. If it was a little cleaner, I would have kept it and flipped it. But there was some decent titles that are pretty sought after, like Beatles, and what else was in there? There was a bunch of Creedence, like stuff that's easy to sell. It's just, it wasn't the best condition, unfortunately. So anyways, I was just glad to get it out. of here. It was like 100 records. I just wanted them out. So, let's see what else I got here. I'll throw this on. This is Perry Robinson, None of Us Cancelas. Another one I was not sure if I was going to keep, but I did spin it, and I do like it. And it has a None of Us Cancelas on it. So, you know, can't go wrong with that. Let me throw them. I think this is the track. Whatever. It's all the same. Yeah. So this is just Perry Robinson. I think he's on saxophone. Clarinet, maybe? Clarinet. He's on clarinet. Perry Robinson. And then it has Bud Roy on obviously the tablas and stuff. And None of Us Cancelas on Brazilian percussion. So it's just a three-piece, very drum heavy. So yeah, just an interesting record. I don't really have a lot of stuff like this, and I could definitely see myself spinning this. Probably if I put it on my wife, I'd be like, what the fuck are we listening to? But other than that, cool record. This is probably my favorite release from 2024. This is Jeff Parker, The Way Out. Jeff Parker ETA, or the ETA Quartet in Roman numerals. This is on International Anthem. Yeah, this came out late last year, and I heard this, and I was like, what the? This is amazing. Jeff Parker, I do like this stuff. I like when he plays with Makaya McCraven. His other albums didn't really connect with me that much. They're good, but I'm just like, I'm never really gonna spin these. But yeah, for whatever reason, this one is. I know it says Anna Butters on it, which I heard her solo record. It didn't blow me away or anything. There's a couple good tracks on it, but yeah, this is just a four track. It's very good. I want to say it has a lot of space in the album, so you can hear the kind of the separation of the instruments. I think what Jeff Parker does on the guitar, is just really cool. He kind of like, it almost sounds like it doesn't really fit with the music, and then it kind of comes back in. It's really good. I don't know how to explain. And then the last track is like almost like a jazz dub track. It kind of evolves into like this dub sort of track at the end of the track. Oh my god, it's such an amazing album. I highly recommend this. Like I said, I think this is my favorite from 2024 on International Anthem. I don't have that much on International Anthem. Maybe 3 albums, 4. I probably should dig in more. I know there's a lot of stuff I missed. I'm not doing a good job on listening to new music as I was at one point. Awesome one. Let's see. Jaco Pastorius, finally got this on Epic, the original. I've wanted this forever. This did have this does have a sticker on it. I was trying to get off. The cover is pretty effed. Has like a crease and a, yeah, I did, but the record itself is actually pretty clean. I did spin this once. I need to spin it some more, but yeah, I do like this record. It does have like kind of a little bit more of a world feel to it. Yeah, really good. I did see someone had one for sale. I was like trying to get them to run it, but like last week. And that would be a definite upgrade, at least the cover for sure. So yeah, I'll still keep on the lookout, try to get an upgrade of this, just because the cover is pretty rough. But yeah, awesome record. Jaco Pastorius won this one for a long time. Yeah, I know this one's crept up in price too. I did get a pretty sweet deal on this, $10 maybe. When I know this probably goes for closer to 30, 40 now. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to explain the music. I definitely need to listen to it again, but it did remind me a little bit of that Tony Scott record, the one with the birds, African birds, a little bit, not, but it just had a little more world feel to it, like fusion, world fusion, sort of awesome record. This is another one I've wanted on the list forever, Linda Hill, Lullaby for Linda, awesome jazz record on Nimbus, which I think this might be my first Nimbus, and this was it, like an insanely clean copy. I've had a list, I've seen it. There's some dead stock copies that come up for sale. This one was like just finally got under like a I don't know if it was like 30 bucks or something, but it was just like a pretty cheap, cheapish for what it goes for. And it does have, I do actually probably a record I might buy if I see is this has Adele Sebastian on it. Adele Sebastian record on Shahaisko or Shahaisko, whatever. That record is amazing. So if I do find that this year, I might pony up for it. My list is, like I said, I was putting together my list. I was maybe shooting for like 10 because there were some, I just want to get like maybe focus on some big records. I don't want to get too much fluff. Or at least if I find it out in the wild, you know, like I said, like I don't know if I'm gonna hit garage sales, or it's kind of hard with my kids, but if I maybe might buy a collection or two later in the year after I figure out like renovating the house and everything. I don't want to deal with that until then. But yeah, still finally get this one from the list. And then I'll show this one. I'm still not on the fence on this one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or not, but I just want to move out my new arrivals. This is the Canton Spirituals. That's my Train Fare Home. This is just a gospel record. It's kind of I don't have a lot of gospel, and I did find a few last year, so my gospel section's pretty small, which is maybe leaning me towards keeping this. It is good. It's kind of like gospel blues, I would say. So there's some good tracks. It's, you know, there's not like a dull moment on this. It is not the best condition. It's not terrible. It's maybe like a VG. But it does have a little crackle, and it has some tape. But this is just a record. I think I found this on Whatnot. I've been actually buying, I just found another one yesterday, a gospel record for cheap. I don't know, it's just kind of stuff you find on Whatnot that people aren't looking for. So you can kind of get good deals on them. So I take chances on gospel records. And that guy that buys off me, I know he likes the fact that I have kind of weird records that you don't really see. So I take a chance on those, and I usually can get rid of those pretty quick. But anyways, I don't know if I'm going to sell this or not. I might keep it. I got to listen to it a minute again, but still really good. I'm getting rid of a lot of good records. Like I said, it's more of a space thing, and am I going to listen to it thing, and the collectability, the rarity, as in hard to find again, if I want to find it thing. So yeah, so there'll be more of that. Next time I have a video, it's going to be like monster grails. I got, well, 4 records coming. I'd say 4 pretty big records. 3 of them were like going to be on my top 2020, or the finds the 2025 list. So already knocked out 3. I do have 1 or 2 in Brazil that I'm hoping that Fernando can find before I go. I don't know. One of them is pretty rare. But anyways, it's a long video. Sorry, I'm gonna try to cut out some of the maybe me flipping records and stuff, shorten it a little bit. But hope everyone's doing well. Take care. Peace.